Welcome back to Play on Footy. My name is Bailey and we are going to be looking at the North Melbourne Football Club's 2024 AFL draft trades for what they've got coming up. Big names to start. They've got Luke Parker from Sydney Swans, who's nominated North Melbourne today, so that's exciting news for them. He's going to be bringing a lot of experience to North Melbourne, as well as Jack Darling. So Jack Darling's coming to North Melbourne, who can help out Nick Larkey, which I think's a great thing for them to have to back up their young players. I think that's what North Melbourne really needed. Well, they needed some more experienced players, like what Alistair Clarkson had. He had Liam Shields come in to support, I guess. He was an ex-Hawthorn player, so I think that's what you need sometimes. You need to bring in a couple of, senior experienced players to help your budding young list grow and expand and get to a playing style that is, more efficient and effective in the longer term. The other one is Caleb Daniel. Now, the Western Bulldogs utility could land at the Kangaroos, and so that's another thing that could really sort of sway all aspects here. Is Caleb Daniel. He's a great utility to have. He could probably be the fill-in for who was it? Curtis Taylor, I think, that got delisted from Curtis Taylor. So I think he could really fill in for him if he comes on board. Now, the other one is Dan Houston, but Dan Houston has been more linked to Carlton rather than North Melbourne, so I think that's what's going to happen from here on in. Out of contract players is Blake Drury, Cooper Harvey, and Charlie Lazaro. Charlie Lazaro has played 9 games, Cooper Harvey's played none, and Blake Drury's played 6 games for 2024. So I think that would be interesting to see what happens there, but I guess it really just depends on whether they can land these players as well. North Melbourne do have picks 2, 22, 40, 58, 64 going into this year's draft. So look, North Melbourne have the youngest list. As of 2024, the start of the season, they had the youngest AFL list. They got eight players that have played 100 plus games and 29 players that have played less than 50 games. Liam Shields being the oldest, but now he's been obviously retired. So it just goes to, you want to see a bit of, improvement coming 2025. The Roos really now have Alistair Clarkson 100%. Gone as the Hawthorn saga with that sort of racial sort of investigation that happened at Hawthorn Football Club. That is now finished, so they can officially have Alistair Clarkson with 100%. They delisted Hamish Free, retired Hugh Greenwood. Nguyen has been delisted. Tyler Sellers delisted. Liam Shields retired. Curtis Taylor delisted. Taron Thomas, obviously, contract was torn up at the beginning of the season. So really, they can hit the ground running, bring in some of these experienced players, and also just attack the draft really quickly. But I think what this year will entail is that they really want those experienced players to come on board to aid the youth, because the youth is certainly there. The youth is raring to go, and I'm really excited for LDU. I'm excited for Sheasel, and I'm excited for Nick Larkey. I think those guys are really the leaders of the football club, as well as Cam. So I think Cam really is going to be one of those players that you can really rely upon going forward. So it's just going to be interesting to see what really happens in their back half as well, because they've got a couple of players there that are still young and developing. Obviously, Griff Logue's down there as well, so that'll be interesting to see how he goes with everything down the back. But we can now get on to basically what is actually going to happen from here on in for North Melbourne Football Club. Alistair Clarkson's still in the sort of testing and proving phase of his coaching role there at North Melbourne. Luke Parker is definitely going to be bringing more of that tenacity around the ball and going to be leading LDU, and Harry Sheasel, who's going to be playing probably most time on ball as well. And then Jack Darling's going to be really putting Nick Larkey under his wing and trying to guide him through this stage here. So Caleb Daniel could potentially obviously be another one that they grab. I think Caleb Daniel's probably like the third in line. You probably definitely want, Luke Parker, Jack Darling, and then Caleb Daniel will be like a plus. But I think where the list is at, you still got, McKercher, Dersman is amazing as well. So It's just going to be coming down to really who's going to stand up as the leader of the football club for North, and really sky's the limit. They're not in my top 8, but probably going to be probably around sort of 15 and 18 in that sort of range. But I definitely think there'll be a small improvement come in 2025. But hey, the sky's the limit. You could see what Hawthorn did. They were the second youngest list in the AFL. So really, there's no excuses for North Melbourne and their club to actually do something special in 2025. What do you guys reckon? Comment down below, like, subscribe. What are you excited to see in 2025? And what do you guys reckon about North Melbourne, where they're going to finish in 2025? As always, I'll see you in another one. Cheers.